Like, look at Gideon. Gideon sold out Alex Rosen because they tried to build him. You know, he's over here saying like, oh, yo, I couldn't rock with Alex Rosen because he gave 10K to Chud. Yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up. Alex been saying this reckless for a minute, bro. What it really was you were no longer able to get the same level of client views and money, so you said, I'm gonna cut my losses now. But you had no problem working with him, getting the views, getting the clout, picking his brain, learning how to put these pedophiles away for a long time because he's the best that does it. Bro never changed. He was saying the same crazy shit. How do I know? Because me and Alex have like the same sense of humor. We use the same derogatory terms because it's hilarious. And everyone loses their mind when you use it. So it's always been like that. The only reason you look the other way is because for you, it's clout and money. That's what it is with a lot of these things. You know what I mean? Then he comes back and tries to virtue signal, nah, bro, I can't be around that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Oh, I thought I could change it. Shut the fuck up, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, bro, you did a video with some clan, man. Like, don't sit here and tell us it's not about the clout and views, bro. Like, we're not. You did it for the clout and views, and Garrett Bass will thank you for the 45. See, this is why I would rather have an audience, like, I'd rather have a smaller audience and say what the fuck I want to say and not be audience captured than, like, have millions of subscribers, but, like, I'm walking on fucking eggshells. If I say the wrong, I'm going to lose 1,000 subscribers. If I do the wrong thing, I'm going to lose 1,000 subscribers. I collab with the wrong person, I'm going to lose 10,000 subscribers. Out of here, bro. I collab with who I want to collab with. I do whatever show I want to do. I don't give a fuck. You guys are seeing chat. Something I tell you, shut the fuck up. I don't care. My audience doesn't control me. I control me. And I think that's a big reason why y'all with me is because I'm genuine and I'm authentic based on who the fuck I am. I'm not audience captured. How many times have I collabed with someone, y'all don't like them? Like, I had Stinko on the stream yesterday. Half y'all, I don't like Stinko. I don't give a fuck about any of y'all niggas think. I've been with Stinko, friends with him for years. I'm not gonna yell on him because some of y'all don't like him. Cry harder. I don't give a fuck. Turn off the stream. I don't care. You wish you have a friend like me, bro. You wish. I speak about my friends. I don't give a fuck what my audience thinks. If I was friends with those, I'm friends with that. I don't care what y'all think, okay? Not gonna change. And there's like a certain, respect with that authenticity. You gotta stick by your friends when it's not convenient to do so. And like me watching Gideon do that shit, lost a major amount of respect for him for that. I was like, yo, but then again, what do you expect? He did Christian content, right? He did Christian content, and then as soon as the views and the subs went down, then again, panic. Goes right back to doing the prank shit. Bro, just say it's business. Don't fuck, but don't lie to us and say, oh yeah, it's because he's a Rick. I can't stand by that. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you went to a clan rally. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah. Like, I hate that, dude. And that's something that I've noticed with, like, these young, like, they'll sell their friends up the river, bro. That's crazy to me, dude. But what can you do? But yeah, the bottom line here, guys, is like someone like him, this dude, Paul, whatever his name is, like a divorce like this will really hurt him financially and hurt his, like, it'll hurt his pockets and his viewership, all that because I guarantee you half his audience is women. And women are super sensitive to this type of shit.
Like, because obviously some of this stuff was made public prior to this, and he couldn't make any comments on it. And people had come to conclusions that were wrong, basically. I mean, just literally wrong conclusions. And in the process...
And they're going to believe the female narrative. That's the other thing, too. Having a blooper audience, they're going to believe the female narrative, bro. Nowadays, bro, like some allegation comes out, I never believe the female narrative, bro. Never. I already knew this was going to try to finesse this guy. Right? And I'm glad they showed the paperwork so, like, you guys can see, like, this is what happens when you're not red pill aware. Because I guarantee you, when she dumped this paperwork on him and said, you need to give me XYZ, he was probably shocked. He was probably shocked when she dumped all this on him and said, you need to do XYZ, you need to give me this, you need to give me that. Guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed.
Listen, it made him look bad and made Milena look good, and so she wanted to set that up to where he could never correct the record, which is crazy, especially as somebody who is a public figure, right? Insane to even say that.
Taxes. She also wanted pay her lawyer fees. So, what did I want? Let's get into it. It's not going to be as long as what she wanted, so we'll keep it plain as possible. I'll read it as is, just like I did with hers. Number 1, grounds of divorce. Nicholas Michael Palm requests that the court be granted a divorce on the grounds of insupportability.
So
here's insupportability. This is the only thing that we agreed upon in the entire case, which is good. Okay. It really is. Next, division of community property. Nicholas Michael Palm requests that the court divide the community estate in a manner that the court deems just in right as provided by law and set out in Exhibit A attached hereto. Okay. Exhibit A is essentially an exhibit with spreadsheets, and it ends up being a 50-50 split down the middle. Stocks, shares, cash, everything. Next, separate property. Nicholas Michael Palm requests that the court confirm and assign his separate property to Nicholas Michael Palm as set out in Exhibit A attached.
Are these the
So my
Pokemon
stuff
cards?
is my stuff. Melina also had her stuff. Her stuff is her stuff, which makes sense to me. Next, waste and reconstitution. Nicholas Makapalm requests the court to find that Melina Mitchell-Palm has committed waste on the community and to reconstitute what ought be the actual existing value of the estate as a part.
Yeah, guys, always sign a prenuptial agreement. Sign other agreements where all the money you make you keep, okay? There's always paperwork that you can put in, where, hey, all the money I make in this marriage is mine, bro, okay? You get nothing if we leave. You get nothing if you leave. The reason why divorce, guys, is so common is because women get rewarded for divorcing you. That's why. You have to remove the reward so that they stop doing that. But women look at it like, okay, I can divorce this man, take half his money, go off with some other guy, and live a new life. See, because here's what you guys need to understand. Here's the ugly red pill that y'all need to understand about divorce law, okay? Divorce laws were written at a time where women didn't work, okay? It was written at a time where most women were homemakers and their sole focus was taking care of the children and being a homemaker. A very respectable job, by the way. I got more respect for a homemaker, by the way, than some CEO. Let me tell y'all that right now, okay? I have 10 times more respect for a stay-at-home mom than a CEO boss babe. And I digress. So back in the day, right, since most women didn't work, okay, and their job was to take care of the family, the reason why these divorce laws were in place with alimony, child support, etc., is because it would prevent men from divorcing their wife and leaving them destitute because they've been out of the workforce for years, they were focusing on the kids, etc. So it's very difficult for them to get back into the workforce if they even can. So the divorce laws were made to not incentivize men, right, to leave them destitute. That's why it was a deterrence to keep men from divorcing. But now what's happened is this. The divorce laws, unfortunately, have not caught up with women entering the workforce, being educated at a higher level, earning a significant amount of higher paying jobs. Women are starting to out-earn men in a lot of different places. So, unfortunately, the divorce laws have not caught up to the way things are now. And a lot of women are profiting from that, like you guys can see here with this chick. So this is why we need to completely reform family law in America.
How can another motherfucker drink?
Where women are earning way more money than before, okay? And the interesting thing is, when men, right, have this situation where they can divorce their wife and take them to the cleaners, like men typically don't feel comfortable like saying, oh, I need this much alimony, I need this much child support, blah, blah. Like guys will just kind of cut their losses and leave, right, if they ends up earning more than them. Now, are there some situations out there where a woman is paying a man alimony or child support? Sure, of course. There's a couple of situations like that. But 90% of alimony is paid from men to women, not the other way
How
around.
can another
Most guys
motherfucker
have a little
drink?
bit of fuck chick.
Tell me not to
They're not
drink.
gonna take money from some chick. There's always
Okay,
weirdos
about
out
to do
there,
a trick right now.
outliers, but that will do that. But most guys don't have the gall to do that. So that's kind of where we are right now. Right now, we're kind of in this weird place where we have a new normal with how women move, how they earn money, how they're educated, how they enter the workforce. But we're dealing with, laws that were made for a different time period that no longer exist. These laws are basically defunct with the way families are structured, marriages are structured, etc. So what we basically created is women have a huge incentive to divorce you because they can get a good amount of the money that you made while you guys were together, get some child support if you guys got kids, get some potential alimony depending on the state how long you guys were married, and then she could run off with a new guy. So as soon as things aren't going the way that she wants, she can turn into Goku and take half your money in the process. So your job as the man nowadays, guys, when you get married, if you do decide to get married, this is why I tell you I don't get married with the state, but if you are going to do this, you need to have ironclad paperwork in place, especially if you're a higher net worth guy. Especially if you're a higher net worth guy. You have to have ironclad paperwork out there. I don't give a fuck how much money you got to spend on your lawyer to draft up some crazy proposal where she doesn't get if y'all divorce. None of this 50-50 You keep 100% of the money that you make. Maybe you can add like a little severance package in there for her. She'll get $20K if she makes it last for 5 years. She'll get $50K if she makes it last for 10 years. And then she gets that severance package and she gets the fuck out of there. That's it. Whatever you want to do. But this is why it's so important as a guy with higher net worth, the guy that has their money together, whatever, you need to put these things in place so that you have to not incentivize your wife to divorce you. Or if she does divorce you, she's not gonna get much. Because unfortunately, the way that family court is now, women have every incentive to leave you, take the kids, and get had your and this guy's seeing it the hard way.
The court's just and right division of the community estate has set Exhibit A attached here too. So just a waste claim. Essentially, she won against me, so I won against her. I'm not trying to get into the gritty details of that.
Yeah.
Next, attorney's fees. Order Milena Migtoy Palm pay a portion of Nicholas Michael Palm's attorney fees, expenses, and costs, rendering a judgment against Milena Migtoy Palm in favor of Kirker Davis LLP, attorneys for Nicholas Michael Palm, and order Milena Migtoy Palm to pay such a judgment directly to Stephen W. Payne and Kirker Davis LLP, who will enforce the judgment in attorney's own name with post-judgment interest as allowed by law.
Where's Oasis context? He didn't
That's it that I asked for. Request for Milena Migtoy Palm. Nicholas Michael Palm requests that all relief requested by Milena Migtoy Palm be denied. So essentially what I'm asking for this is a clean 50-50 or 50-50 split down the middle, just like I wanted back in April and March of 2025. What we have here is the court's ruling. This is what everyone's been waiting for, so let's just go ahead and get right into it.
All right.
Dear counsel, from January 12th, 2026 to January 13th, 2026, the court presided over this case and took it under advisement. The ruling of the court is as follows. Divorce is granted on the grounds of insupportability. It's good.
Done.
That's what I wanted. That's what Milena wanted. It's a no-fault divorce. Next, division of community property. 50% to Mr. Palm and 50% to Miss Palm.
That is even too much, bro. She don't deserve shit. That's even too much. That, bro. That.
With the exception of King's Gaming Lab, Starforge,
Yes.
ordered to be split 50.
Especially since, like, you already gave her, like, almost a streaming platform. By you even streaming with her irrelevant, sorry. She don't deserve half. Hey, turn your computer on and stream. Ridiculous.
55% to Miss Palm and 45% to Mr. Palm. The court finds that the disproportionate share of those funds are warranted due, number one, the disparity of the earning power, number two, nature of the property involved, and three, waste. So let me explain before everyone gets all excited what.
No, she wasn't really negotiating, chat. She wanted to go to trial, bro. There's no negotiation when you go to trial.
I think that was complete. By the way.
Which is, by the way.
Milena didn't have anything to do with Starforge. She didn't have anything to do with it. And how's she getting 55% of his stocks? Which is very odd. Like, I mean, how many videos was Nick in for Starforge? How many videos was Milena in for Starforge? I mean, it's outrageous. Like, really, it's crazy.
That means I have a very small ownership in Starforge. She gets 5% more than I do, and if you do the math, it ends up being about 15K. If you remember during Milena's disposition of issues, she had asked for a 60-40 split because of things like economic and financial abuse of the petitioner. She did not get that. The community estate was essentially just 50-50 split down the middle.
My understanding is, like, I guess I can reveal this. Nick told me that, like, she had access to all their accounts the whole time during the divorce.
Bruh.
Like, so, not only is this not true, but it wasn't even true during the divorce. So, like, I don't even know I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding it, or I don't remember exactly the way that Nick said it. But, like, she wasn't doing anything really bad. Like, I mean, I don't hate Milena. She's a nice girl, right? I mean,
No, she's a greedy. I don't like her just off what I've seen here with this guy. You could look at how fat bro is now, man. Bro is stressed.
I honestly, I think the whole thing is just really sad. You know, they were together for like 10, 11 years. To have them get divorced is really sad.
Yeah, she thinks she got a second win, bro. 30 years old, thinks she can get back out there in the marketplace and make some shit happen. What she doesn't realize is it's gonna be really hard for her to find a guy. It's gonna be way easier for him to find a chick. I think he already told me he got a new bitch already.
Bad to see that happen. But all that being said, you know, I think it's a little bit outrageous that she would get 55% of his Starforge equity. Like, what the
Yeah, that's female greed for you, my friend.
Except
None of this is a surprise for me at all.
Starforge, which is about a $15,000 extra towards Milena. It makes sense to me. I will probably earn more than her going forward, and that seems pretty fair to me. Up next, and this is very, very, very important because it has to do with my shares. Nick and NNP LOL are designated as constructive trustee for Miss Palm's interest. So what that means, I don't have to send her my shares. I don't have to send her cash for the shares. I will hold her shares in my name until they're sold, if and when they're sold. So that was a big deal for me. Put me in generational debt, and you know, if they sell, they sell. Up next, attorney's fees denied. Each party pays their own attorney's fee.
All right, good.
Motion
This trying to get this to pay the attorney fees. That's why she wanted to go to trial, by the way, because she knew she would have paid for it.
to seal the court records, denied. Injunctions, denied. Post-divorce
Judge.
maintenance,
The
denied.
problem is that they already.
But the fact that she went for all this is the problem in of itself. The fact she tried this is the issue, bruh.
I guess they tried to seal the court records prior to this, but they got out, and the narrative was against Nick, and so I guess then they wanted to seal it to begin with, and then after, right? So then he can never correct the record.
That means me not being able to talk about the case was denied, and the $5,000 a month for 5 years that I wanted was also denied. She did not get that. Each party is to keep credit card in its debt in their own name. Each party to keep household furnishings in their possession. So all the stuff in this house is mine. All stuff of hers is hers. Each party to keep their jewelry and personal items. So, for example, that necklace that I wore, I get to keep. Pokemon card collection to be divided equally.
Bro.
Welcome to millennial divorces.
Bro, what the fuck that? You should have all the Pokemon. I guarantee you that collection's probably worth a lot of money. Guarantee that collection's worth a lot of money, bro. Get out of here, bro. You guys, look, let me, hot take, but I'm gonna say it. I genuinely believe that most women don't actually like anime. Most women don't actually like video games. Most women don't actually like trading cards. They only do it to get it. Tell me I'm lying, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. Most women don't like none of this. They don't like none of this. They don't really give a fuck about any of that stuff. Video games, comic books, collectibles, Magic the Gathering, Warhammer, bro. None of these, like any of that shit. Because think about it. Like, yo, I want y'all to really, really think hard and long about this shit. Right? Hear me out. For all the niggas that are sitting here saying like, yo, Myron, you're crazy. You're crazy. I want y'all. All the guys in here that are a bit older, I want you guys to think long and hard. Back in the day, I'm sure many of you guys knew what a hobby shop was, right? You go there, play Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Warhammer, right? All the nerdy shit, right? You can go there. Growing up as a kid, you might see what? One woman there, two women there, at best, if ever, right? It was always very male dominated. Very few women would be in there actually doing this shit, right? Don't you find it interesting that after streaming culture began and the internet and Instagram and social media in general, all these are cosplaying now all of a sudden? Do you guys ever think about that? Like, I need y'all to really think about it. Finding that was into Pokemon or any of this nerdy shit, it's like unfathomable. Like rare as you might see one every now and then. It's like a legendary dog, right? You see it and then it's gone. Now all of a sudden, thanks to streaming culture, cosplay culture, right, the internet, social media, all this shit, now women all over the place are into anime and video games and shit. I think the reason why a lot of these girls are into this shit is because they know they can monetize it and get attention from it. That's what I think. I don't think any of these women are actually real anime or nerd fans or Pokemon fans or collect any of this or into any of the hobby shops. They do it for their own bottom line because they can monetize it. They get suckers to support them with it. They can make a bunch of money doing it, get a lot of clout doing it. Because I've seen an explosion in women being interested in video games and nerdy shit over the past 10 years that never existed when I was younger. Tell me how fucking mine, bro. Think about that shit. Where did this come out of? Like, where were these 20 years ago, bro? Where were these girls 20 years ago? Huh? I want y'all to think. When's the last time you dueled on Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably never. When's the last time you played Pokemon Red or Blue and you were trading Pokemon on a game link? Never. When's the last time you went to a hobby shop, you pulled out your Space Marines for Warhammer 40K and suited up some Tyranids? Get out of here. The fuck out of here, bro. I only saw women get involved in all this nerdy shit once they had an incentive to do so and there was a financial bottom line. That's when I saw the explosion of females getting into this shit, when they knew that they could exploit it and make money. Because as usual, women love to invade male spaces. And the reason why they want to invade male spaces is a two-pronged reason. Number one, huge financial incentive. Number two, they get a bunch of attention. Think about it. You're some, gamer chick that's a 4, right? You would never get any real attention at a club or a bar. You're a little weird and Well, guess what? You put on some dog ears and say you're a gamer, now love you. Now you've went to like a 7 because you know who Pikachu is and shit. Yo, get the fuck out of here with that, man. I've always been highly skeptical of women that go into male spaces. I've always been highly skeptical of any girl that claims to like anime or play video games or do any of that shit. 99% of these bitches are in there for personal, financial reasons. They don't really f with the content or the lore or the anime or the video games or any of that shit. They cosplay because they can. They'll get attention doing it. It'll be a nice Halloween costume or some shit like that. But they're not doing it for the love of the game. They're doing it for the love of the money and the attention. That's what it is. That might be a hot take for some of y'all. Somebody can go ahead and clip that. I already know someone's gonna probably get mad. But, oh, Byron, that's not true, bro. You sound like a misogynist. Well, I don't really think women enjoy and or give a fuck about like nerdy shit. Because me growing up, I never was in hobby shops ever, bro. Ever. It wasn't until the rise of social media and streaming where women could profit that I started seeing them doing it. You know? Now I see more girls than ever playing video games and shit. Bro, I remember admitting that you were a gamer was like you cook. Bitches' vaginas would dry up. Like, admitting you were a gamer was like cooked. You play video games, weirdo. Now, it's totally socially acceptable now to be a gamer. Totally socially acceptable. And I think a big reason why it's socially acceptable now is because we live in a gynocentric society, gynocentric social order. So if women do something and approve of it, now it's okay. So since women have entered the gaming world, now it's more socially acceptable to do it. But again, women only get into gaming for a bottom line. These don't really enjoy playing games. They command it at 10 times. Female gamers, they blow. They do it because the attention and the money that can be made. Like, you could be a mediocre gamer bit, but some like poppin' male streamer will play with you just because you're a girl and have you on stream. I think I ripped those some of y'all just now. I've been waiting to get that off my chest for a minute, bro. I've been like thinking about this for years. Like, I really been like, because I remember going to hobby shops. I remember going. I never seen in there ever. It'd be like one weird emo, like her brother dragged her, and she kind of like, you know, plays it like that because her brothers play it, so she's just there, tagging along. But like all my older guys, before social media, I want y'all to really think about this. I want to get your guys' opinions. I want y'all to close your eyes. Before Twitch, before streaming was a thing, before the internet was a thing, before Instagram was a thing, and women could post what the fuck they were doing on the internet, when did you ever see women playing video games and being into anime? I guarantee a bunch of y'all tried to keep it a secret that you still watch Dragon Ball. Like, think about that. Like, I'm telling y'all, bro, I did not see anime and Pokemon and video games and all this until it was on social media. Now they care about it. Now they care about it because there's a financial incentive to care about it. But 20, 30 years ago, when we were all kids playing that, no female to be found ever, bro. Ever. Alright, I'm not crazy. I see a lot of you guys in the chat are saying this. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. They laughed at us. Thank you. Yes. Had to hide their Yu-Gi-Oh cards from anybody. You know what I mean? Had to keep that shit a secret. Now it's like all these women are into anime all of a sudden. Get the f out of here, bro. Get the f out of here. Oh, I watched One Piece. Get the f out of here, bitch. You just started watching that yesterday. You just started watching that yesterday because you watch that stream and they look like years. Anything you can make a bag off it. Get out of here. Because the thing is that women love to invade male spaces, right? But it's got to make sense. What's the point of invading a male space with a bunch of weirdo playing Magic the Gathering in Warhammer or Warhammer 40K? But now that we got streaming, now that we got the internet, now that we got Instagram, some you just cosplay and kill it. You know what I mean? Like, look at a lot of these female streamers. They'll sit there and dress up as like some anime character and make a bag. So yeah, bro, I've always been highly skeptical of women that like watch anime or play video games, bro. Call me paranoid, call me an ass. But all my older guys, like, I want y'all to really think about it. Do you remember ever seeing a hobby shop? Do you remember ever seeing a actually playing video games like that? You know, it wasn't until the explosion of social media and streaming in of itself where you can monetize that I saw women getting into it. They never did it for the love of the game, ever. We did it for the love of the game. We're out here at a fucking hobby shop trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards, dueling, playing. You know, you get your Warhammer in pieces and you're painting that, making them look good, right? We did it for the love of the game. They come in because they see that there's money in the game. Big difference. Big difference. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I played D&D, no girls were there. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I think I'm rippling a bunch of you guys right now. Like, yo, all my guys in here that are 30 years and older, right? Because we remember what life was like before social media. Think about it, bro. You ain't seen ever in any of these, like, events, bro. Ever. Go to TwitchCon now. Half of the people there are going to be women. Half of the women there are going to be women in TwitchCon. You go to, like, these Blizzard Day events, you know, so there's a bunch of people there now. Now, everybody goes to E3. Right? E3 is like the biggest gaming expo, if I'm not mistaken. Now they go, bro, 20 years ago, I seen no bitch E3. Huh? It never got subscribed to Game Informer or Game Pro? Now I'm really showing my age. Huh? Don't even know what I'm talking about. You go to the gas station, you pick up a copy of Game Informer for the month? Huh? Or Game Pro? I used to be subscribed to that shit. You ain't never seen none of there, bro. Now they're all the expos. Where are these kind of? Where were y'all 20 years ago? E3 dead, they don't have E3 no more? Show my age for real. Women killed E3, to be honest? What? E3's cooked? Ain't no way. Really? Was? E3 for Electronic Entertainment Expo was an annual trade event for a video game industry organized. Oh, wow. That shit's cooked. 2017 to 2023? Y'all said women killed it? How did women kill E3? Dark Theater Suspect killed E3? Wait. Who killed E3? Women or Woke killed it? COVID? Okay, COVID killed it? Okay. Woke killed it? Yeah, I'll tell you guys this. Yo, I don't like how gaming is super woke now. I don't like that shit at all, bro. Gaming is so now. Dude, yo, I played Marvel Rivals, right, on my account for the first time. Yo, I got into the room, I played one game off stream, right? Just to, like, you know, check my tracking, make sure I can still shoot stuff. Yo, I said, like, or something. I called someone. Bro, they banned my shit for a week. They banned my shit for a week, chat. My captain team account right now on Marvel Rivals is banned for a week. I can't get back on there until the 15th. Yo, guys, I swear to God, I was on it for like 3 minutes. 3 minutes. My computer crashed. I got kicked out the game. I booted it back up. I come in, banned me for a week for inappropriate speech. Now I'll show you how the picture, bro. Yo, man. Yo, gaming is so right now. This is what happens when you let women in. This is a big reason why I don't want women in gaming, bro. Because they've everything up. They literally everything up. Look at this. Look, let me show y'all, man. Can y'all see that? Warning. And it gave me like a whole thing saying it's like inappropriate speech. They said I had insults, racial discrimination, gender discrimination, and other violations. We urge you to cease this behavior immediately. And then gave me a week ban. And then penalty issued. Look, penalty issued. Like, yo, bro. Like, fire up the game and get banned for a week, man. Like, gaming has been cocked, man. Super.
Setting up and I'm the star. You're not wrong, but at the same time, from Athens. At the same time, brother, I'm getting no engagement. So it's like, you feel me? I gotta do what Nelvin wants to do. He can't do what the chat wants me to do. That sounds crazy. Right? And like I said, I'm getting no engagement, so they ain't talking about shit in this chat yet. You feel me? No real conversations. But we'll get there. squats in an hour or two.